What's up, people? Welcome back to Fantasy and Fandoms.
Hello.
We're going on episode I don't know anymore. And this time, we're going to talk about our anime that we're actually into. It's like we said in, I think it was episode 1, we introduced ourselves and kind of gave us a brief synopsis of what we're going to be going over.
Yeah.
We're nerds all around. Mm-hmm. We're also otakus. And with a slight hint of weeb.
A little bit, yes. Yeah.
So, following that aspect, we're actually going to talk about anime today.
Yeah. Early experiences of anime, which, by the way, what?
Yeah. No. I was gonna say something. No, I was gonna say something. So, what exactly would you identify as an anime? Because there's that huge argument where people look at Avatar and they say, "Oh, that's not an anime," and some people say it is. So before we even get into anime, let's get the biggest argument off the table. What classifies as an anime to you?
I kind of figured that would be like if Japan made it. That's the only thing that I am considering anime. Anime is if it was from Japan. But I know that other countries have produced like their own quote unquote. I mean, like even Crunchyroll has put out anime too.
Yeah.
That's like, what is it? Tower of God.
Yes.
And that was a comic from South Korea.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, like, I think it could be anything.
And it's getting more and more blurry, the line nowadays, because, like, previously, when you thought about anime, you would think, Full Metal Alchemist is an anime, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, thinking about back in the early days when it was just kind of starting to penetrate into the American society.
That would also be Pokemon, like,
yes,
back
Pokemon
20
too.
years ago.
But a lot of people, when we were growing up, didn't see Pokemon as an anime.
I didn't either.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's hard to say what we could consider an anime when, like, it's just, if you're going to say it's from Japan, that's hard to say because, like you had mentioned, God of High School, Tower of God, mm-hmm. Those are becoming anime. Now, given they're, like, adapted into, like, actual Japanese studios that are animating them, I mm-hmm. believe, I could be corrected in that, welcomely. Mm-hmm. But, like, one could still, like, argue, okay, as long as it's made in Japan, like, as long as it's animated in Japan, it doesn't matter if the story is from outside of Japan. Yeah. Because Hellsing was a American anime. Hellsing was made in America.
Ah.
It's the one about vampires. You've probably never seen it. I've never seen it.
It sounds familiar, but I haven't, no.
It looks too dramatic for me.
Oh, please. Everything's too dramatic for
I will show you a clip of Hellsing, and you'll probably agree with me. It's a bit over the top.
It can't be like that one. Have you ever seen that, like, short video clip where this is all anime, and it's this girl and this boy, they're up on the school rooftop, and this girl has a letter to give to the boy. I think it's an invitation to her birthday party.
Yeah.
And there's like this crowd of like women behind her, like cheering her on, and then she gives it to him, and then he's just like, I can't accept it, and it just went full-blown dramatic.
Oh my god, really? Yeah. No, I've never seen this.
It's like an older style, so I don't know if it was like an actual anime, but like way back in the day, or it was just a fun little thing that they did. But that's just like what reminds me of like dramatic and anime, and
and I think that there's, like, when we talk about generational gap, like, obviously there's more things being turned into anime, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. I love that sense, and one of my favorite YouTubers, and we're going to talk about favorite YouTubers in a future video,
yes,
but I want to quickly touch on this. One of my favorite YouTubers, Giguk, I think he put it very well in saying that, like, it's going to be wonderful to see upcoming anime being produced from other places in the world, because we've seen the Japanese cliches so much, like the girl falling over, or the guy doing like the push up against the wall with one arm thing.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest about that. I really like that.
I get
Please
that
push me up against the wall and just be like, hey, I really like you. Just be like, okay. Hot moment.
Notice me, senpai.
Yes.
Like, we've got a lot of the Japanese cliches. So I think that seeing like cliches from around the world would be really, really neat.
That would be.
Yeah, because then like I honestly can't say I'm exposed to too many other cliches other than like American cliches, Japanese cliches, and that's really roughly it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see how that plays out.
So now let's begin our early anime stuff.
No, hang on.
No,
I
you're
never
done.
said what I classify as an anime.
Okay, well then go for it.
The same thing as you. You can move on.
Oh my god. Sometimes I don't trust you. Okay, so do you want to start?
I'll let you start. I've been jammering too much.
Okay, so I'm not going to consider Pokemon or Sailor Moon, even though they are considered anime. I didn't consider it anime then. But let's get into the first experience that I've had would be when you got me into Sword Art Online.
Yes.
Yes. Like, okay.
It is my fault she is a weeb, and I am so proud.
It is. So the story begins. It's not going to be a long story. It's just like really, really short. That I was not into anime. I didn't want to be a part of the anime community because I thought it's all like freaking Dragon Ball Z and like all gung ho and shit, you know. And then Michael's just like, no, it's not like that at all. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. And then he starts giving me the plot for Sword Art Online without telling me it was an anime or a manga or anything. He's like, oh, there's a story. And he starts telling me about it. I'm just like, oh my god, that sounds so messed up. I really want to know what happens. And he's just like, well, don't you know it's an anime? No, okay, he didn't say it like that, but...
Don't you know?
I was watching a Jacksepticeye before we started this podcast.
What a great way to hype yourself up for a podcast.
And yeah, so he's just like, that's an anime. I'm just like, oh crap, now I have to know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
And then I went through the process of the first season of Sword Art Online, and then when Asuna was still in Sword Art Online, I thought that was season 2, but people did not consider that season 2. I don't know, but people just like, it just went downhill like crazy.
Which one? The one where Asuna's like captive?
Yeah, she's in captivity.
Yeah, I would not consider that a season. I would consider that season 2. I would not consider that season 1 still.
Okay.
But a lot of people do, just because it's still branching off of the, I guess, like, the story of the doctor that started it all kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see it, but there's no way in hell that I'd ever consider Gun-Gale Online a season 3, or anywhere near that I want to consider it a season at all, because it was horrible in my opinion.
I didn't like it either, but I really loved the opening. I mean, Lisa freaking kills the openers.
Oh, she does. Yeah.
So I still love listening to that song, even though, yeah, it was part of that season, but yeah.
I mean, we got to give it props to Sword Art Online for coming up with a really good story. I haven't watched any of their newer stuff, and I've been really hesitant on it because it looks so crazy and just... It seems like it diverged from the story, but I can't say that because I don't know what I would consider this story. Like, it was so unique that it's hard to tell. And I think that that's its blessing and its downfall in some way.
True, yeah.
But anyway, so I haven't watched the newer stuff, but I think that they did an amazing job at innovating. They brought us a story that we've never heard of before. You know, like being in a virtual game that you could die in, you know, like that's something completely brand new. And I think that it restoked the fires of the anime community in their creativity, thinking, wow, that was so creative. That was so new.
Maybe that was like new. When Isekai was just like light bulb.
Oh my god. It might have started the Isekai wave. It could have. Because in itself, it is pretty much an isekai.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
And it also gave way to a whole new generation of edgelords, thanks to Kirito.
You're right on that.
So I think I'll follow up on that then and like just talk about my first experience with anime.
Go for it.
Again, I'm not saying that they're not anime, but like considering that I didn't know that Pokemon and
Digimon,
Sailor Moon, those, and yes, I have watched Sailor Moon, and yes, I have watched Cardcaptor Sakura when I was smaller. So,
but was
I
it
had no
because
idea
of
what
your
they were.
sister, or was it because you were actually getting into it?
It was because of my sister originally.
Originally.
But I actually did get into it a little bit. There's fight scenes. That's kind of cool.
I don't remember I don't remember that one.
Cardcaptor Sakura.
She looks familiar, but I don't think I ever got into it. Now Sailor Moon, yes, I have.
Now there's a game for the GameCube, and I don't remember what it's called, and it's gonna bother me. But it had the same concept where like you had these monsters that were captured in cards or something, and you used them to fight like other monsters in this like RPG world or something. And again, I'm also a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Surprise, surprise, I'm a huge Yu-Gi nerd.
Not so much of a surprise, but,
Yeah.
you know.
But like the idea of using cards as like a fighting method was really cool to me. I don't know why. I just liked it, and I still do. So when I saw Cardcaptor Sakura, I already kind of liked it because it had a premise of something I already liked. So yeah, I could get into that a little bit.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, going off of that, I don't consider those like, anime just because I didn't recognize them as anime. The anime that I recognize is what got me into anime. Don't hate me for this.
I'm hating you. What is it?
Bleach. I have to say it. Bleach. Bleach got me into it.
I'm gonna
And I think what really pegged me was like it was just like the story about a kid in high school, and I'm like, whoa, I'm a kid in high school. And he was fighting these things with a giant freaking sword, like Cloud style, just hack and slash. And at this point in time, I'm already a Final Fantasy fan. I'm already a Kingdom Hearts fan. So you put a dude in front of me with like a giant sword that he holds on his back, like just hoisted over one shoulder, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I saw the opener.
I still don't see. I'm sorry.
I love that
Even
opener.
if you showed it to me and you're just like, this is the best opener. I'm just like,
badass. I loved it so much.
Can't.
I love it. It was amazing. And Rukia was pretty cool too. Like she was like the first exposure that I had to, not really, I want to say, like
You're gonna say it.
Like a damsel in distress type, because that's not really accurate. But she was like the first female character that really took no shits. And she was not the damsel in distress type.
Yeah.
Like she was there to fucking fight stuff. And it was cool. I thought that was neat. Like it was just, again, exposure to new stuff. And I was like, I love this new stuff.
Yeah.
And then I started to like just branch off and look at more anime because of it. But actually, I'm going to let you start from there.
Okay.
And what was your second anime that you got into?
So now I don't know which one came first.
Okay.
But I guess I'll mention the next one, which would be Attack on Titan.
Okay.
And you're just like, give it a few episodes because you're gonna like this character that's coming up.
Yes, and I remember you specifically because you were like, no, I don't want to watch it because it's creepy. They're like skinless and they got muscles popping out and stuff, and it's gross. I'm like, no, Levi Senpai, Levi Senpai.
So like, I don't like health class because they show like all the bodies and stuff like that. So when
human skinned. Yeah.
So when I saw Attack on Titan, I was just so severely creeped out that I couldn't really like focus on the story, but I was more focused on the Titan or Colossal Titan. So I was just like, I gave it like 2 episodes when like Eren became like a teenager at where I stopped, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore. And you and an ex-coworker of mine were just like, just give it another shot because it's actually really, really good. So I'm just like, So it actually took me, I don't want to say like close to a year, but I think it took me like quite a few months for me to get back into Attack on Titan and be like, okay, let's try it again.
Yeah.
And then Levi showed up, and I was just like, hot.
Gosh dang, yeah.
I just like that he didn't give no shits. He started beating Eren up. I'm just like, I'm really intrigued right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing, buddy? You know?
I fell in love the moment he just like demolishes Titans.
Oh. He's fucking slays them.
Oh yeah, like still one of my favorite moments in anime, and I wouldn't consider it a spoiler because it's been out for a long time, and if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it.
But we haven't watched the new season yet.
Yes.
We're not going to spoil like anything, but yeah. First season.
So like when Levi's fighting the Beast Titan.
That's
the second season, whatever. But so he's fighting him, right?
Yeah.
And he does like the spinny slicey thing, and then it like cuts to a flashback where he's just like, huh, Levi, ooh, I need to pay attention for him? Okay. And then he's just immediately like, this must be Levi. Oh shit. Like,
yeah, they warned you, you know? Like, take it literal.
Yeah.
Just
I love that sense that there was that panic in there, and it just made like they're so good at like giving a feel to a moment and really just like executing that feel.
Yeah.
Whether it be just like hopelessness.
Yeah.
Or like pride, you know.
Yeah, or scared.
Yeah.
Because I know like the first part of like season 2, I think was just like, you know, kind of, I don't want to say like a filler season, but it was like filling you up to like the big dramatic climax, you know.
Yeah.
And I do remember like the soldiers like being scared, and they're just like, we're just bait, you know, but you have to get the soldiers out to fight. Now, how are you going to do that? That was so, oh my gosh, that hit so hard.
It did. It hit as hard as those rocks.
All right, moving on.
So sorry, that was a bad joke.
I wish I could stab him, but that would not be good. Okay.
Rest in peace, Squad.
Oh my god. Okay. Do you have another?
I do, actually. I was going to talk about my second exposure to anime, which you will have a lot of comments on as well.
Negative comments? Positive comments?
No, I think probably some positive comments. Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, well. I watched Brotherhood. I didn't watch Full Metal Alchemist. I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I really, really liked.
Which is a lot better than the regular one.
Alphonse is still my bae.
So, like, talking about both, because they both premise around the same story, but one just obviously better. Brotherhood.
It's just that they go in so much deeper, right? They really go into the manga and actually stretched it out.
Oh yeah, it feels like a completely different story. Like you're given the same premise, but the first one seems like it's trying too hard to be an anime, and the second one's just like, oh hey, this story was originally good. Let's just go with the story. And it is good.
Like was Full Metal Alchemist like still going on, like the manga, as they were producing Full Metal Alchemist, and then they just made up their own story, kind of like Blue Exorcist?
I don't know, actually. I couldn't answer that.
We are weebs, but we don't know this answer. How could we not?
Somebody in the comments tell us. Somebody in the comments tell us.
We'll Google it, probably just be like, probably. Was it?
But like, speaking about it, so I'd like to bring up two things. One, the fact that the opener was the biggest banger of all openers, period.
Yeah.
Like, I love that opener. We could never skip it. Never.
The other... Well, there was like 5 seasons of Brotherhood, right? So, like, the other 4, I didn't, like, get into it. The first one was always the best.
Yeah, I agree. But, like, okay. So, what did you like most about Brotherhood?
It got really chaotic. Not like chaotic, like it got so freaking dramatic. I think it had just like the right amount of chaos and a backstory. Like, you know, even if you're just going into it blindly like I am, you could still follow it. And there's like a lot of, I want to say like branch off stories, but they still like come back together. Like you get like the side of, Scar story, and then the prince that gets that sin. I forgot his name.
Greed.
Yeah. So then you get kind of like, his, and then what the heck happened to Alphonse, and it's just like it goes out, but it all comes back together in the end.
Yeah.
So it is a very good, what do you want to call it? Like,
it's well woven.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And I think that that's a really good thing to mention, because I think that Brotherhood has something that you don't see in modern anime, which is
science. No, just kidding. Well, okay. We got Dr. Stone. I know.
But this is magic science. But no, so they don't have a steady level of intrigue. Like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was just, you were got from the first episode, and you were just like interested the whole time. They didn't have filler episodes. They didn't have and if they did, you didn't care. You were still interested. Like it was about somebody else's story that you cared about. Like you cared about everything that happened. You were interested the whole way.
Yep.
And you don't see that a whole lot in the modern anime. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I would have to think on it, but I don't think so, because I think there's always like a filler anime, a beach episode, and episode, Yeah. I really don't think that all the animes that I have watched kept a steady stream.
Yeah.
So
I think one of the ones that's most recent that I could kind of say that did for a bit, and I do think that there was a couple episodes where I was just like, was Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone kept my interest pretty much the whole time, with the exception of maybe 2 episodes.
With the exception of right in the beginning, because we were just like, ugh, we can't really get into it, and then we got into it like episode 4.
Yeah.
When
we had to give it a chance.
Yeah, we had to give it a chance. Yeah. And I think, if you don't get a good grip on it, stop popping your knuckles.
Sorry.
I can hear that. I apologize for him cracking his knuckles. It irritates the crap out of me.
The sense of true love.
Ugh, gross.
Welcome to our relationship.
Woo!
So, you were saying? It took us a while to get into Dr. Stone.
Yes, it took us a while to get into Dr. Stone. Also, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer also took us a little bit too, which don't give up hope if you can't get into it the first few episodes. Now, if you get into episode 12 or something and it just goes really crazy, then go ahead and stop.
Yeah.
I
think that Demon Slayer has for me just this visual, beautiful aspect.
See, that is just that is totally off the charts. I could see why it's so popular. Yeah. But yeah, the visual, the animation, and how fluid it is going with, I forgot the kids' names, movements.
Yeah.
It's so beautifully done.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like Violet Evergarden, but
Yeah, without a doubt, I think that they had some of the best animation within the past years, because it was off the charts amazing. Everybody was talking about it, and for good reason. But as a story concept, I honestly have to give it a B+. It's not an A or an off the charts S standard for me.
Yeah.
It's a good solid B+. It's not bad. It's got a good premise to it.
Yeah, it does.
It does give me some moments, know.
I think it's just starting to warm you up.
Yeah.
Right now. Who the villain is.
Yeah.
You know what his goals are, which there's kind of 2. One, to get his sister back to her being human again, but he has to go after that villain in order for this goal to be, successful.
Yeah. And they've successfully taken 2 characters that I have hated.
Inosuke? Oh, sorry.
2 characters that I really didn't like in the beginning, and then I'm just oh my god, I'm attached to this person now. That being Inosuke. Yeah.
He was annoying little brat. You're just shut up, Inosuke. And then you just saw a lovable side where he gets compliments. He's just oh.
Yeah, he's foom foom. He's fluff fluff. He turns into a puppy dog, and you're okay, I kind of like him now.
Yeah.
You start to learn more about him, and you fall in love with him.
Yes.
So
who's the other one?
God, I'm forgetting his name.
Is it the lightning one?
Yes, the blonde haired.
Zenitsu.
Yeah, I did not like him because he's just such a crybaby, and it got so tiresome after a while.
Really?
Yeah, you're just like, oh my god, you constantly have to hear about his bitching. And Why you give me this look like I complain a lot? I don't complain as much as Zenitsu, okay? I do not. So, like, I didn't like him for that reason, and that he just seemed like a crybaby the whole time. But then, like, the moment that he turned into a badass, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, like, you gotta watch out for him, too.
Yeah. And then,
and he likes women, so...
Yeah. No, to be more accurate, he likes Nezuko-chan.
Yes, he does. He does.
So, yeah, I just like that the more I watched it, the more I got invested in the characters. And I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I think that that's just a really good, like, motive. Like, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Don't give up on an anime right away.
Yeah.
You know, for you guys out there. If you don't like it, give it, like, at least, like, 4 or 5 episodes. And I'm not telling you to force yourself to do it. If you really don't feel like you like it, then don't watch it. But if you feel like, this is interesting, but I don't feel it yet, like, if you're on the fence, give it a couple more. It might turn into something amazing.
It might, yeah.
So, like, speaking of... Oh, gosh, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Speaking of, like, certain anime that I was going to go off of. It was something recent.
We were talking about Dr. Stone. Was that... No? Oh, recent.
Yeah, recent. Like, recent animes. Well, okay, what's a recent anime that you want to watch?
I want to finish Fruit Baskets. I have my Kyo hoodie on and everything.
She actually is wearing a Kyo hoodie. It has cat ears and everything.
It does. Once I saw the cat ears and Kyo's on, and I'm just like, give me this. I was going to slam down the table, but I know that would be really loud. So just imagine just like short little girl would be like, give me it.
Table flip. She's angry.
Table flip with little cat hoodie.
Here's a really good topic. What's an anime that was different from what you expected from an anime and it came out really good? So, like, that could be art style wise, that could be story wise, something that you didn't expect it to be good, but it did. And I could tell you mine first, if that helps.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm going to think about it. We haven't watched anime, like, recently for the past, like, few months. So I am going to have to think about it. But go ahead. I'll think and listen. Sorry, go.
You're good. There was a time frame when I, like, really got into anime, and then I kind of stopped for a while, and then I got into it again as I was entering college. So I really got back into anime again, and really what kind of sparked the whole flood of loving anime again, weirdly enough, was Soul Eater. I loved Soul Eater.
See, I just can't get into it. But I like Death the Kid. I just like his humor.
And to be fair, you've watched like 4 episodes.
To be fair, yeah. So I'm kind of like, again, on the fence of it. So I guess I should give it a watch when I feel like it.
Yes. So it's amazing anime. I loved it so much. And I was like, I looked at the art style and I was like, this is so different from what I'm used to. It's like more cartoony, you know?
Yeah.
And so...
To be honest, it kind of has like a Persona 5 kind of effect too.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But like, and it was just really different that there was a chick that was wielding a scythe that was actually a dude, and I was like, what the fuck? So I gave it a shot, and I fell in love with it. And I think I fell in love with it for the reason like that I love Demon Slayer, is because I love the characters. I love the main characters. Which is weird to say because I haven't really gotten attached to Maka, the main girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't. It's...
I feel you.
There actually is moments like halfway through the season 1 that did make me kind of like her, which is where you're not at yet. Like where, there's just like other sides of her that you get to see that you're just like, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like a Dimitri moment. So, like it really just made me appreciate the anime as a whole. So,
ignore
and I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that I like the most. Oh, yeah, this is easy now that I think about it. Frankenstein. I love Frankenstein. So, Dr. Stein, he is like this kind of monotone dude. If you, like, personality-wise, he kind of reminds me of almost a Oh gosh, the guy from Naruto.
Inosuke? Oh, no, not Sasuke.
No, other guy. The teacher. The dude with the white hair.
All I know is Sasuke.
Oh my god.
And Naruto. That's all I know. I'm sorry. I failed you.
All the weebs out there are gonna hurt me for this because I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, I'm just gonna let that one go for a second.
Okay. It's okay.
I will take the flaming hate. It's fine. I deserve it. But anyway, so he reminds me of kind of him and his personality wise.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I found new characters that I liked and that stoked it for me. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Okay. So I forgot what the question was. What was it again?
I honestly don't remember either, so just go with an anime.
So I'm just gonna go off with like what you said, like what anime like you went into but you went out like at a different outcome, or it was something you weren't expecting.
Yeah, like okay, that's the question. What was something that you went into not knowing what to expect or didn't think you were gonna like but you liked it?
Okay. So, this is from Giga, because I was, like, looking through something, like, I was Googling, to be honest, while he was talking, and then this picture reminded me of an anime that he was just, like, you know, the art style is, like, completely different. It is older.
Yeah.
Like, it is an older style, because the manga was done in, like, the late 80s, or maybe early 90s, can't really remember, but this was a story that you had to watch, and that was Banana Fish, which the title itself was weird, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, he kind of told, like, the plot, what it was about, but then he just left it, like, quiet, so I was just like, okay, so we had Amazon Prime, so I was just like, oh, it's on there, I'll go give it a shot, and I was fucking torn apart at the last episode, or even there's, like, episodes, like, you know, like, when you get, like, I don't know, like 3 episodes in, and then something happens, and you're just like, shit. And then, like, you get in a few more, another thing happens, and you're like, shit. You know, and it just kept going.
Yeah.
And I love the relationship between Edgy and Ash. I love their relationship. And I really like the art style, too. You know, even though it's, like, kind of older, it's kind of modern, kind of older, too. But it is really, really good. I really, really like it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting, see, now, he's gotten me into anime, and I have gotten him into some anime. This is one of these things that he has not watched, and he needs to watch. It is very, very long, but it's really, really good, and I will watch it with you.
That's fair. I suppose I can watch it.
It's like that one, Plastic Memories.
Oh
I
my
made
God,
you freaking
yes.
watch.
I love Plastic Memories, but I knew it was going to happen because she told me.
Yeah.
And then I still fucking cried.
That was, like, years ago. Like when I first started to get into anime, and I'm, like, a romance.
Yeah.
No, I need the romance, and I love watching all types of romance.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and I watched it. Yeah, I told him, but this was, like, 4 years ago, that I don't think he would really remember what happened, but apparently he did. And... yeah, and then he took the opportunity to be like, recommend me an anime that I need to watch, and I said, you need to watch Plastic Memories then. And yeah. It was like, even like people on like comments were just like, even though I knew what was going to happen, it still broke me in the end.
Yeah. Like, there was one anime that just threw me for a loop so bad. Now you think talking about Banana Fish, which was Charlotte.
All right, yeah.
Toward the end of Charlotte, where like just crap goes down, and you're just like you're rooting for this person, and then just all these other things happen, and you're like, I'm sorry, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And it's just you're so confused. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that too from an anime, because like there's not too many animes that just throw me for a loop that bad, other than Charlotte. Would Banana Fish throw me off worse?
I mean, like, you could probably tell what's gonna happen, but you would hope it would not.
Yeah.
And it does. You're probably gonna get attached to some people.
Yeah. So, this is where, again, I have to recommend this for you. You need to watch Akame ga Kill. Because it's just like that. Like the way you explained it is the same way I probably would explain Akame ga Kill to you.
I think like you may have watched it like around me, or like I was around you when you watched it. Maybe it was something else that I'm thinking of. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like it does do that too, and then like it's all about this group of assassins that they know that their life is on the line, and you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that sounds normal. You know, like oh they know that they are always around the possibility of them dying.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen. But Akame ga Kill takes that and says, so they did. And you don't expect it from some of the episodes, and it just throws you off so bad. And like you can see some of it coming sometimes, and you're like, no. And then there's other times when you can see it, you didn't see it coming, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's just such an emotional roller coaster when it comes to character development that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters that you do get developed, like you do get attached to. There's a lot that you're interested in, and there's a lot that you hate. And then there's some of them that you weirdly sympathize with, even though you wish you didn't. And it just like the anime is just gifted at giving you things and then just taking them away forcefully.
Kind of like Guild Wars, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. I hate that. That's for another day, though. So, but yeah, I think that's a really good anime that you need to watch.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot if you give Banana Fish a shot.
Okay.
Good, because we still have Amazon Prime. So,
Woo, yay.
I'll log in and then maybe we can watch the first episode.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see. We'll talk.
See.
We'll talk about it after the podcast. Okay.
We'll talk.
I want to mention another anime you got me into that you really, really love.
Okay.
Can you guess what it was?
Toradora.
It is Toradora. It's on my list. He got me into Toradora, which he's just like, this is the best romance ever. And I'm just like, okay, well, we'll see about that. And I was just like, yeah, it was okay. It really was okay. I've seen better.
It was okay. It was okay. This woman right here. Hang on a second.
Help me.
I have to digest this. It was okay. Oh my god.
It was okay. Like, okay, hear me out. First season, oh, good. Second season, yeah. Like, it kind of just dried up until, like, the end, and then it was okay. It was okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. Obviously, you've never felt that weird, awkward, distancy, teensy angst where you're just like, I want to approach this person, but I don't want to approach this person. And then you just like try to go about your daily normal life because you don't want to approach these feelings. So you just push them to the side. The episodes were a embodiment of that feeling of trying to suppress it and move on. Like, every single episode was about that. And I love that about that. Because they just, like, they put it into a show. And I'm like, oh, hey, I'm not the only person that feels, like, awkward when it comes to people. And afraid to...
Well, I see that, too. But
Yeah.
I guess, like, you know, once it got into season 2, it just kind of, like, you knew what was going to happen. And then it happens. And then you're just like, yeah, okay. There it goes. You know. That's... okay, just don't hate me. When I say...
It's starting.
I like From Me to You better.
Okay, that's a hard argument.
Toradora.
That's a hard argument. I wouldn't judge you for it because For Me to You is amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
It's like saying if a person came up to me and I love food, okay? Let me put this out there. I love food, okay? I don't really dislike too many things. But if somebody came up to me and said, hey, listen, I like pizza better than peanut butter, I would say, that's fair. Because I like both. So, both equally with like an obsessive passion. So
Yes, you are obsessive.
So, it's kind of like that. Like,
yeah. I guess I could see your point on it.
Like saying you love two things. Yeah, it's hard to disagree. Yeah, it's like saying...
It's hard to compare your two babies, you know? Yeah.
It's like if you're talking about cats and I'm just suddenly like, well, don't hate me, but I like burgers better. You'd be like, okay. I can't hate you.
Argument there. It's just like, yep, they're both good.
Yeah. So, like, I appreciate that, but I have to point one thing out.
Okay.
There is an episode, and it's a Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
When we first hear about some feelings starting to develop.
Yes.
Yes, you know what I'm talking
Yes.
about. Okay. And there is literal stages of emotion on this girl's face when she's talking, to herself. I want you to go back and just watch that one scene again. And just watch her face. It's the first time in anime that I ever noticed something when it was just like stages of grief. Like she had like kind of like an okay face.
Yeah.
Then she had like a confusion. Then she had a realization. And then she had like this just like despair.
Yeah.
And it all happened within like a second. Which is just so powerful to me that they put all of it in.
Yeah.
All of the expression in. You know, they could have easily just been like, oh, she's crying and then she leaves. You know? But no, they decided to make every bit of expression on her face mean something.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason that I love Toradora so much, is that they did such a good job with emotional expression. Yeah.
Well, maybe back in the day.
Back in your day.
Back in your days.
Back in my day. Before you were an anime fan.
Oh, shut up.
I have to remember, you don't like pixelated games. You're a
I like Stardew
4K
Valley.
gamer only.
Well, I like, Story of Seasons and stuff like that.
No, you actually probably like lore graphics games more than I do.
You still play Stardew Valley.
I still play Stardew Valley. I still play Pokemon. I still play the older Pokemon, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because of me.
Yeah, but if
I have my old Game Boy Color.
Yeah, but if you gave me an option and you were like, okay, hold up a minute, you can either play Shovel Knight, or you can play Shovel Knight in like remastered version in 3D. I'd be like, okay, first of all, hang on, as long as the game, assuming the game is good,
Assuming
the game is good,
yeah,
I would pick the remastered version.
Why?
Because
I thought you were gonna go
immersion,
to Pixel.
man, immersion.
I'm not man.
I would go for the immersion.
I'm not your
like
friend.
I'm my best friend.
Ugh. That's even worse.
So, I would consider myself, I would appreciate, like, higher graphics over lower graphics. But it doesn't matter to me as much as some of my friends.
I think is, yeah. I think I went through, like, multiple expressions right there that just went, like, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, Toradora could have done that.
Oh, crap. What was I going to say? Shit. It was about pixels. Oh, no. Okay. Maybe it's not much about the quality of the video game, but it's more like the story. Because even Ocarina of Time, which was the first of its kind, like, one of the first games to be in 3D, and then we could still play it 20 plus years later, and it's still a good game.
Oh, like Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Like, it took a second for me to, like, connect the two, which was really stupid of me, but yeah, absolutely.
He was distracted, guys. He was distracted. You were so distracted.
I get lost in my own thoughts. But, okay, no.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
So, what is a anime that you would consider like that? Like, that you could rewatch to this day that is still good, that was just old?
See, here's the thing. I don't, like, okay, I'm gonna take that back. I do rewatch movies. But I haven't, like, really rewatched a TV show unless if I'm like, hey, you need to watch this, but I'll watch it with you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I, like, actually, like, rewatching it, I don't know if there is, okay, let me just, okay, I would rewatch, oh no, I'm blanking it,
What's it about?
Daddy-daddy-doo.
Really? Love is War?
Love is War, yes. I was thinking God of War. That's, like, not...
That is definitely different.
I got the war part, though. I would rewatch that because that, like, there's nothing sad about it. you got these two characters are fighting each other, trying to, like, make each other confess to each other, but they don't want to do that, and it's funny.
It is hilarious.
And I love Chica. I love the little emo dude in there, too. I have a crush on him.
There's a lot of characters to love in that anime.
There is. And I don't see anything wrong with this anime. And I just, like, like, when you hear, like, okay, so Love is War has, like, a new season coming out or whatever, I'm on that crap. Yeah. Because it's that good.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that, for me, the more characters they make me fall in love with, the more I like an anime. Yeah. So the better character development is a huge hitter for me. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to have really good character development for me to like it.
And I also think, like, it kind of, like, depends on the person, too. Because, like, I like, like, for my goals, I want to be happy. And I want to feel that happiness. Yeah. So I'm going to watch something that makes me happy. And I would go back and watch Love is War because that stuff does make me happy. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's, it differs per person. Like, you could go back and say, like, well, I'm going to watch, I don't know, Agami Like a Hill because, I want to be crushed my soul again. So he's a masochist, people.
I am not a masochist. You're a masochist because you laugh at me when I get hurt. See? People, we recorded that evil laugh. We have it on tape now. So, no, I would actually, like, if I considered, like, an anime that I would just want to rewatch for, like, personal gain or whatever.
Personal enjoyment or, gain.
I would rewatch
Bleach.
My Hero Academia.
Whoa, that was something I was not expecting.
It's very inspiring, and it has so many moments that make you, like, leave you feeling like, wow, stuff is possible, and I don't know, it's like a really weird feeling of, like, wonder and pride and, like, inspiration. Yeah. And it's just like from when I first started reading, like, comic books about heroes, and I just thought, wow, and it made me feel happy in, like, a different sense of happy, not like a lovey happy, but like an action-y happy. I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. But I would rewatch it for that. You want to see the hero win. Yes, I want to see the hero win. Yeah. And sometimes that's really all that I want. Mm-hmm. And speaking of, this is a great segue. I think that's probably why I loved One Punch Man so much.
I just like Saitama because he's sarcastic and he's just like, oh, groceries. Groceries are on sale. Let's go to the store after this battle.
Yes, they do such a good job of making a mockery.
Not even a mockery. It's more like, we have a connection to this dude because he's just like, oh, this is on sale. I need to get the beat. And you're still like...
Well, there's that too, yeah. But he also does a good job of, like, making fun of, like, these big, bossy, like, people. These guys that seem like they're so badass that everybody else is getting defeated. And it's just, like... It's the first time in anime where we've just seen, like, somebody just annihilate somebody without trying. Yeah. Like, if you told me, oh, this anime is about a guy that just wins all the time, I'd be like, man, that seems really boring. Mm-hmm. And they played off of that feeling. Like, Saitama is bored as hell because of this, Yes. Like, and I think that's what they did so well, was they did great with the characters. Yeah. I love Genos.
Yeah, Genos is cool.
Yeah. But, like, they just do a good job of keeping you interested. Like, even though it's just a dude that one punches everything and you know that he's gonna win, like, sometimes it's nice to have that feeling that you know he's gonna win, but you want to just see how. Yeah. At the same time, they keep changing the different ways. Like, when he's fighting some dude and then he remembers groceries are on sale and he's just like, it's Saturday! Yeah. Like, I love that. And
you have such a loud laugh, just as loud as mine. I will give you that.
We're both getting into editing. We're both making sure that we're these are going to be good productions to you people. Like, we want to make sure that we're sounding good. So she is literally taking notes of every single time that we're, like, loud with laughter.
Yeah, we are.
And it's hilarious to me at the same time because I will start laughing and then she just starts scribbling.
I can't miss it. Damn it, Michael.
It's a scribble again. She's like...
Oh, I hate you.
This is gonna be a long one. You better write down an end stamp on that one.
Oh, shut up.
So I think that is a great place to stop. We've been recording for quite a while now, and our dog is getting impatient, saying that she needs love.
Yes, and she needs that attention.
Yeah, she went full notice be sent by on us right now.
Yes.
So I think that that's a great place to stop. We have a whole bunch more like anime-wise to talk about. We just barely scratched the surface. Yep. I want to like talk about anime that I'm interested in seeing about this year too. As well as like maybe some of the previous years.
Yeah, and a little bit of last year's too, probably, because I think there's some stuff that we missed.
Yeah, like I think that'd be a good topic too, missed anime.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's good.
You guys are just gonna have to stay in tuned because we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. This is just a hint of the fact, like the things that we're going to be talking about in anime wise.
Yeah,
so.
but, like we're geeks, you know. Like we have like a broadened spectrum of like what topics or like what hobbies that we enjoy. It's not just video games, even though we really do love video games, but we love anime too.
Yeah. So if you guys are ever interested on hearing our take on a certain geeky or weeby type thing.
Yeah, anything really.
Yeah. Just let us know. Like, quite literally, we can talk about a season of something if you mentioned it. Like, we can go over different comments and things like that. Let us know in the comments what you guys would like to see more of or hear more of. And make sure to like and subscribe so you can get more of our content if that's what you would like. And we will catch you guys in the next episode.
Thank you. Goodbye.
And see ya.